My commute runs for about 30 miles. It's usually about a half hour to full hour drive with traffic. I would say I'd spend in a day probably 2 hours driving here and back. I drive all the way from Van Nuys. It's pretty far.
How long is my commute? It is right now like 25 minutes each way, but until recently it was 40 minutes each way.
My commute depends on traffic and all that. I commute from Moore Park, the outskirts of Moore Park, closer to Fillmore, and it takes about 20 to 25 minutes depending on traffic and everything.
So my commute is around 45 minutes. On a good day, it's like half an hour. On a bad day, it's like an hour.
We commute from Reseda, so it takes around like 30 to 45 minutes. With traffic, maybe an hour.
My commute is anywhere from 25 to 45 minutes.
During our commute, what helps is we would listen to music, helps us along the way, especially since it's so draining to the eyes. Sometimes podcasts, but I like listening to music.
Attendance and my academic performance are affected. Not much, but they are affected. And it's mostly because my sleep schedule does get thrown off quite a bit. I have to wake up early, but I sleep late. So it's my fault, but it still hurts.
The challenges I face as a commuter is definitely lack of sleep. I think I always end up waking up much earlier to just avoid that rush hour period. So that's a little bit challenging because I feel like I'm just running on fumes. Some other challenges would be like parking for sure. I always have to make sure that I'm here like 10-15 minutes earlier so that I can find parking before my classes.
Yes, I feel like it's really hard as a commuter and to like be involved because a lot of clubs are really late at night and a lot of networking events too. So usually I'm already heading back home because I can't stay like till 10 o'clock to hang out with people.
I would say it does take a big toll commuting to campus since I have to be at school at certain times and most of the time I only have one class to be coming to. So it doesn't make sense to be here the whole day just for like an event and all that. But over the time, I've been getting more involved, so I just stay longer.
Yes, I'd be able to get to classes earlier. I wouldn't be exhausted by the time I get home late at night, and I'd be more willing to do more work and not hate the fact that I'd have to do all of that work. And I'd also be able to spend more time here with friends and being able to balance my social life rather than having to just gun it home at 9 o'clock so I can get stuff done.
I definitely will feel that my academic performance would improve if I stayed on campus because sleep is one of the most main stuff that we struggle with. So not being able to sleep, we get to, I don't know, it's hard to focus in class because we're just tired, but I feel like if we're on campus, it'll make things easier.
I can't afford it. It's a lot to not be. I chose to live off campus because I love the freedom that I have with it. No restrictions applied. The funding is also a bit out of reach. It's a little off bracket for me. And as much as I would like to see my classmates like every day, even after class hours, friendships are hard to build in college. So I think I'm good where I'm at, but I would also like to see things change over the course of even after I graduate.
Because ironically, it's cheaper to commute than to live on campus. Campus prices for housing have shot up, or at least that's what I've seen and that's what I feel. The fact that first years and second years need to have a meal plan is ridiculous, and I get it on one hand, but on the other hand, hot plates exist, as much as they may be considered fire hazards. And so just the expenses, the financial aspect of it, and the fact that I have a car and I'm able to drive from here to my house, even if it's a long commute, it's better than having to spend almost $12,000 a year on top of what is already an expensive education.
Some changes I would like to see on campus to support commuters better would be definitely more parking space for commuters. Just because we spend a lot of time commuting and driving, but then the added time of having to find parking, it's really, it's definitely challenging.
Try to make sure that your work is done on time so that you have time to go home and unwind and decompress. Sleep early, and just try to maintain that balance of home life and work life and social life and school life. It's the most important thing in college, and as difficult as it is as a commuter especially, it's crucial if you want to survive all 4 years and thrive academically, because if you suffer in one area, all your areas are going to suffer.
Some advice that I would give other commuters is to definitely stash their car with a lot of snacks and treats so that, you know, they're taking care of themselves. And I also have like a little blanket in the car because from time to time there's like 30 minutes of nothing, like just a break. Then I want to like go back and take a quick nap.
Make a schedule that you think you can stick to. Don't schedule like 8 a.m. classes if you don't think you can wake up and have that drive to actually make it there.
Some advice I would give to other commuters is just to like be prepared when you're coming into class. Like, don't leave everything at home where you need to go back and forth. It's such not only draining to drive there back and forth, but like it wastes time as well.
Some advice I would give to commuters is to just get more involved with things you're interested in and just communicate with other people that might also commute, which can help you out with like socially or just in general.